Hello, everybody, and welcome to the regional finals for the Triple C Double A. It's going to be a great game between the Saddleback Bobcats and the Pasadena City Lancers.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how this game turns out.
Yeah, that is. Hello, my name is Oscar Zayas, and I'm here with Adrian Cardenas, and we will be your announcers for this exciting regional final between these two teams who have played each other before. Adrian has more on that.
Yeah, so they have played each other earlier in the season, exactly September 3rd. It was a low-scoring game, PCC only winning 1-0. That goal coming from Itzel Nunez in the 64th minute, but a penalty kick to save the game by Francesca Agliolo with 3 minutes before the final whistle to confirm the win for the Pasadena Lancers.
So now that we have this kind of hindsight on how the game has cut as like how these two teams have played before, what's your little prediction for this game?
You know, I'm actually predicting a very low-scoring game. Both of these teams have been performing very well in the postseason, and I think they're going to compete really well, and I'm very excited to see how this game plays out. But I am very predicting a very low-scoring game.
Yeah, speaking of the postseason, here's the road on how these two teams had got here. For Saddleback, they beat Long Beach 4-1 in round 2 of this regionals. Then they went on to beat Santiago Cannon in round 3 with Nieto and Ramirez both scoring goals. And like we said before, they're playing here, which they did lose 1-0 last time. Adrian?
And for the Pasadena Lancers, we have them beating Long Beach 1-0 in the SCC semifinals. We have them beating Mount Sac 1-0 to become SCC champs, which is actually very, very good for the Lancers because their one loss from this season has come from Mount Sac. We have them beating LA Pierce in 2 overtimes, actually, in penalty kicks, which ended in 4-3 in round 2. They also beat Ventura 3-1 in round 3. Aguilar, Vera, Esquivel scored goals in those games.
And that's the road to the playoffs as both teams are starting to take the field in this regional finals. Winner goes to state, hosted by the 3C2A.
We can really feel it in the atmosphere. People are very excited to watch this game.
I'm excited to commentate alongside with you, Adrian, as we get ready for kickoff. The crowd here excited. At the ball for the Lancers is Isabel Guerrero, and let's see what and who she passed to, as this game has now started with a pass that is headed by Saddleback and kicked out of bounds by the Lancers. It looks like going to be, I believe it's going to be Lancers' ball actually kicked out by Saddleback. So let's see what the Lancers can accomplish here.
Actually, it looks like a free kick for the Lancers. Kicking it number 16, Delilah Vasquez.
Let's see what she does on this free kick. Kick is up, and it looks like it's going to be kicked away. And the Lancers get the ball again. They're still in Saddleback territory. And they're making a multitude of passes to try and just keep the ball in their territory. And it is headed out by Saddleback. It'll be another
Lancers throw-in.
Lancers throw-in. Thank you. So tell me a little bit about, how this Lancers team, how do you think they're going to play today? What you've at least seen so far in this very brief time.
Based off just the entry, they're very big on build-up. They'll move the ball around as quickly as possible, not trying to stay flat-footed, very aggressive with the ball. So I'm very excited to see whether they are able to score on multitude of passes, as you said earlier.
Yeah, it looks like a little fight for the ball, and the Lancers will still have the ball. They're still keeping time of possession in their favor, trying to keep the ball away from Saddleback as long as they physically can. And it looks like Saddleback kicks it out of bounds. It's going to be another throw-in for the Lancers. And it's going to be a great game. The Lancers this season have scored around 3 goals per game, 66 goals in total. So
They're very aggressive with their shot taking too. 15.5 shots per game. Very impressive by the Lancers.
Yes, and right now Saddleback is trying to get momentum, but it's going to be kicked to the goalie for the Lancers, Francisca Aguilera.
Deep kick by the goalkeeper, recovered by Saddleback.
Little pass to 13 of Saddleback. Nieto trying to make something happen. It looks like pinned was number 11 for Saddleback. That is snide, and I believe it's a Saddleback
Yes.
free kick?
Saddleback's throw-in.
Could you tell the viewers at home how do you determine if it's going to be a throw-in or a free kick?
Typically, it's determined by the linesman's flag, whether it is pointed left or right, or just pointed directly at the spot of the foul.
All right. And that kick is going to be caught by the goalie. And let's see what the goalie's going to do.
Deep kick. Trying to catch Saddleback off balance. Recovered by the forward.
And it's going to be kicked to number 4. That is Samantha Arce. That's kicked back over into Lancer territory. And a good job by those defenders. And snagged by Saddleback, number 13, Nieto. And the kick is wide right.
You know, that shot actually wasn't as bad as it seemed. She's all by herself. Pressure in her face. The best scenario is a goal. But nothing really bad came out of it.
Yeah,
Lancer's kick.
Yeah, I was just trying to get something happening. And looks like Nieto's being very aggressive, and they got the ball back. And now the Lancers just kick it away. And we'll see what happens. A little pass. They're trying to be aggressive with a multitude of passes, trying to get something open. Good kick. That one right there is to Arce, who's down the line. Let's see what she's going to do. Got it past number 2 of Saddleback, which is Lozano, and that ball is kicked out of bounds.
Result is a corner kick for the Lancers.
This could be a great opportunity to score here and get on the board early in this game. Time counting down 40 minutes and about 15 seconds and counting down. Let's see what's going to happen with this corner kick. The kick is slow roller. Is it going to do it right back? The pass headed away by Saddleback, but still in dangerous position for Saddleback, as the ball is very close to their own goal, as
the ball rolls out of bounds in for a goal kick.
For a goal kick.
Sorry. Another corner kick for the Lancers.
So they swap corner kick for corner kick.
Corner to corner, as they say.
Let's see if they can go worldwide and score the goal. Looks like the kick will be high. Let's see what it'll be. The kick is up.
And it hits the post.
Unfortunate. So that means
that results in a goal kick for Saddleback.
Saddleback has the ball, and now they can maybe try to steal some of the momentum that the Lancers were gaining. Let's see how this kick will fare. Looks like the Lancers are playing kind of aggressively, as that kick is up and hit by, I believe that's Nieto, and headed and now kicked again. And looks like they're trying to advance. It's one-on-one.
And it is offsides.
Great defensive play by Aguililo, the goalkeeper, and the offside's called, but great play defensively just to make sure.
Absolutely. It seems like the Lancers had caught a break with that play, as they were caught sleeping, but ended up offside. So,
yeah, very, very lucky. You don't get second chances that much in big games like these, as that is going to be kicked out of bounds by Saddleback. Number 2, that is Lozano again. It's going to be Lancers ball with a throw-in, quick throw-in. That is to number 7 of the Lancers, which is Arsenija. Kick is going to be caught by the goalie for Saddleback, which is Simmons. Might be a throw, or it could be another sky kick like we've seen. It looks like it will be kicked high and deep into Lancer territory, and the Lancers have the ball, trying to make something happen. just get it out of their own territory. Kicked up. That is for Laney. Let's see what Laney will do.
Seems Saddleback is playing fairly aggressive when they are on the other side on our Lancers defense.
Here we go. It will be a shot on goal blocked.
Blocked.
By Saddleback. I believe that was number 13 for the Lancers, which is
Angeli Puga.
Angeli Puga. And it will be, I believe, another corner kick, or?
It does appear to look like a corner kick for the Lancers.
Let's see if they can make good out of this one. The fans here are very excited to see whether or not the Bobcats will pounce on the Lancers or the Lancers will declaw the Bobcats. The kick is high, and it looks like Saddleback is not going to take the offensive, even though it looks like not many people. And Saddleback forward is into a position and tripped up.
Foul for the Lancers. Going to be kicked by Saddleback. Appears to be...
I don't really know what the call is here, but
it appears one of the Lancers defense had tripped up the striker for Saddleback.
So it's going to be, I guess, a free kick.
It appears 16, Caitlin Ramirez for Saddleback is going to take the free kick. Let's see what the outcome will be.
Yeah, I expect maybe you could try to shoot it in from here. I have no idea. Maybe a little trickery can happen, so let's see what will happen. Kick is up and wide right.
Looks to be she tried to go for goal, just a little wide.
Yeah, that's a long kick, as now it's Lancers' ball, and they're trying to move down the field. It looks like Saddleback's got the ball again. Maybe here they can take an early lead. The kick is up and wide right again. It looks like
shot taken by Angelina Nieto.
Nieto has been kind of all over the place offensively for Saddleback, trying to be aggressive, and just slightly wide.
Unlucky with their first shot.
Saddleback also takes about 15.45 shots per game, same as the Lancers. However, the Lancers have about one more goal than them per game. Shows who's a little bit more efficient with their shots, as you see early in this game, as the Lancers trying to move down the field, passed over to Gregorian, and now the kick is up and headed back from Saddleback, and the Lancers still trying to remain aggressive. It looks like Cian is going to try to kick it over to Nieto, and that's a little bit forward. Maybe something can happen, and
ref calls no penalty.
It looked like a little bit of push, like pulling and tugging from our perspective. Do you think that's a good no call?
I don't know. It's really difficult to call it from up here. You know, the ref is right there on the field, able to see what is happening live. I think it's a good call. It's a definitely tough call to make in a game like this, but looks like Lancers seem to get away scot-free.
Yeah, it's going to be big on whether or not the refs call any penalties during this game, if they call any fouls or not. And it looks like Saddleback driving down the field, and it looks like CNET's got the ball, and it's kicked out of bounds by number 6.
Delgado.
My apologies. Number 8, Delgado. Thank you.
Of course.
And here's a replay of the no call. It looked like a lot of pushing and tugging. It looked like both fouls on both players. It looked like pulling a little bit from Nieto, and it also looked like pushing from the Lancers.
Based on the replay, it did look like there was a little bit of a tug, more on the Lancers. So I do think the Lancers did get away with one. We'll see if this comes up again later on in the game.
That could be very big. If this game comes down to one goal, you can look back on that play, or that no call, and be like, that helped determine the game. 33 minutes, around 33 minutes and 5 seconds counting down in this game. The kick is up for Saddleback and headed
out of bounds.
Yep, wide right again. Seems like they're missing a little bit right with their attempts on shots on goal.
Yep.
So right now the Lancers got to capitalize on a multitude of wide rights. Let's see. The kick is up for the Lancers and kicked out of bounds. Now it's out of bounds by Saddleback. It'll be Lancers possession. Lancers ball again with, I believe it's going to be another just throw-in.
Yeah.
Quick throw, headed out of bounds again. That's a quick throw in this time. Looks like number 16 of the Lancers has that. That is Vasquez, who kicks it right back to number 8. That is Delgado, who kicks it up the field to, I believe, that is, I can't really tell the number from up here, as that ball is almost intercepted or overtaken by Saddleback, as these Lancers are trying just to drive down the field, be aggressive, and a lot of out of bounds hits by Saddleback.
Yeah, typically players just try to hit it out of bounds to try to like calm the scenario of the game, slow it down. And we see another throw in by the Lancers, hit back. Now we see a cross, little wide.
Little wide, a little high. Looks like wide left a little bit from up our perspective. So right now both teams a little erratic with their shots. Let's see as this game continues to tick down, as we are almost 31 minutes, sub 31 minutes in this game. High kick, kicked again. The Lancers will have the ball in Saddleback territory. Looked like a little push right there, but no call, as Saddleback's going to get the ball back, try to do something on offense, try to control the pace of the ball.
Seems like the ref is checking on the injured Lancer right now. Looks like she's fine. Just a little rough hit.
A little shaken up, but that's soccer. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get slide tackle. You're gonna go up with people to try to head a ball, and all of a sudden you just hit noggins with someone. The kick intercepted by the Lancers. I put that in air quotations because, I mean, what do you call it?
Intercepted, yeah.
That ball is kicked up. Had some weird spin on it from Saddleback.
Yeah, it looks like number 4 had accidentally mishit the ball, but Saddleback is in deep Lancer territory,
and that's a foul. I believe that was called from the referee.
Yeah, it was.
Too much pushing and shoving from both these teams. Seem to be physical today.
Yeah.
You know, it's the finals. It's a revenge game. It's all or nothing. It's win, and you're on the States. If you lose,
you go home.
You go home. For
a little pump fake by the kick taker.
Yeah, for some of these girls, it could be their final game. For some, it could be For some, it could be, you know, we get back here next year, as very lucky that Saddleback whiffed on that near shot.
Looks like the goalkeeper, Francesca Agliolo, had punched it out like 3 times before it got cleared.
Yeah, very lucky. Great defensively is the goalie for the Lancers. She has been very good. She has had a total of 63 saved goals, which is incredible for this Lancer team. As Saddleback trying to be aggressive, and it looks like it's just going to try to clear it out, maybe reset. See what Saddleback does. That's a long kick, and that's caught by Aguililo, and just another, I guess, clear kick. That's going to bounce, kicked to the middle, and they're playing volleyball right now. The ball has it there. The ball finally touches the ground. We'll see what's going to happen. Just trying to get it out of their own territory. Let's see, number 12. No, my bad, number 16, Vasquez had the ball, and that ball is going to be back in Saddleback territory. Hit away by Gregorian.
You know, we see right now this game is being played very fast-paced, as number 5 takes it down the wing, intercepted by number 2 or on 3.
Yeah, this game is flying by so quickly that it's really hard to see the numbers on the players. as that one looks like number 7, Arcaniga for the Lancers, hit it maybe out of bounds or bounced off Saddleback. Couldn't really tell from here.
It appears to be Lance's ball, but something to note from this game is that it's being played very fast-paced. You usually don't want to see that as a spectator, because it just means like the team isn't really able to slow it down, make plays happen. They're just being forced to make bad passes, and as you see, it constantly just gets intercepted by the other team.
Yeah, you don't really want fast pace. You want kind of slow, methodical, and that's a foul. As I was saying, so you want kind of slow, methodical playing.
Free kick for the Lancers. As she switches the field to number 3, she dribbles down, passes to the midfield.
It's too hard of a game to do.
It looks like it's just they're trying to play it slow, trying to slow down the game, like you said, as that ball is intercepted.
I think the friction controls like
from by Saddleback to try to drive down the field. It might be a one-on-one. Let's see if Gregorian can stop it, and it's good for Saddleback. The first goal of the game comes in the 26th minute.
It looks to be Jinan Saeed who scored the goal.
Yeah, it was one-on-one, and all of a sudden Saddleback now has the lead, and it's looking like they're in control of this game.
It's impressive to see goals like that, because the defender was to her left, causing pressure, making her shoot the shot. But, when you're that accurate, you're able to just score just barely inside the box. Very impressive from Saddleback.
Yeah, very impressive from Saddleback. Let's see how the Lancers respond, as they're going to try to maybe play that aggressive, and that ball is headed out of bounds. And, man, here we go. They're trying to get something on offense. Let's see as they dribble the ball. Probably another pass. As that one. And it looks like no foul called. And, man.
Looks like the Lancers are trying to take a little reset, trying to gain the players back to their side of the field, trying to slow it down.
You got to slow it down. And
number 11 takes the ball again.
Saddleback has the opportunity to double their lead. The kick is up, and it is good. Number 13, that is Nieto, with the goal. First, it was number 12, Chloe.
The first goal came from Saeed.
The first goal did come from the PA announcer said was that from Chloe Campanyang. Now it is Nieto, and that is a 2-goal lead for the Saddleback Cougars. And right now, the Lancers kind of have their back up to the wall. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb, as they seem to just not be able to do anything on offense. Looks like Saddleback kind of has them in a chokehold, and it looks like the Lancers tripped. Maybe they could swing something. That ball is hit off the Saddleback defender and out of bounds. There's still plenty of game left. There will be a second half, another 45 minutes. So let's see what'll happen. If they can get at least a goal here, and maybe a goal sometime in the 60th, 70th minute, it could be a very different ball game. It could be singing a very different tune. Let's see, at least with the corner kick, what will happen. It's up, and it's headed, and it's caught by the goalie. Great play from the Saddleback goalie to make sure no rebound attempt. Simmons, great job this year. Simmons has been very, very valuable for this Saddleback team, as this little sky kick, trying to get it to, that was Nieto, and now it's gonna, let's see how the Lancers respond to just being, I would say, completely, I guess, dominated in the first half.
Yeah, we really not used to seeing this from the Lancers, especially like in low-scoring games that we anticipated for it to happen. But, Lancers are down 2-0 right now. We need to see like a momentum switch from them in order for them to catch back up.
Yeah, they need some sort of momentum to go their way. And even if they had the momentum, it's important for that momentum not to be taken away by self-made mistakes, as right now they're doing with methodical pinpoint passing to try and get something to happen, and that is wide right. After all of that momentum, it looks like number 17 for the Lancers, Isabella Guerrero, just missed it.
Number 13, Angelina Nieto. Assisted by number 11,
It looks like Nieto's going to take the kick for the goalkeeper. Well, let's see what Nieto can do. She has had great pinpoint passing and shooting today. So let's see how Saddleback will respond and how the Lancers will deal with it, as it looks like Saddleback has the ball. Looks like it's number 9 for Saddleback. Number 9 or 8, and that ball ripped away. And now the Lancers trying to make something happen. Looks like that is number 2 in the game for the Lancers. It looks like Haley Hull, as that ball is kicked out of bounds. And of course, in soccer, time doesn't stop when the ball goes out of bounds. That clock keeps ticking, and they add, I believe, it's called extra time.
Yeah.
At the end.
So the ref will add the amount of time he thinks is deemed the amount of time that is lost in the game. So it's all up to the ref's decision how much extra time is added at the end.
That was a great stop by number 7. That is Arseniga for Lancers, as that ball is taken away again. And now all of a sudden, more fast-paced playing from the Lancers, and that will kind of what caused them to give up the goals in the first place. As right now, it's Hull's ball. The kick on the goal is caught. Great save by Simmons just to keep track of the ball and corral it in.
You know, this is really good to see from the Lancers, as they're trying to make something happen after going down 2-0. There's still many light left for the Lancers to catch up.
There's time, and that ball kicked out of bounds. I believe they're going to call it Saddleback's ball. Hence why they stopped. They blew the whistle.
No, it looks like they're just going to make a quick sub for the Lancers.
All right, the Lancers trying to get maybe some offense going. And we'll see what happens. The throw in. And that ball is hit up, and it's going to be Saddleback's ball, and they're just going to clear it away again. Let's see. What do you think the Lancers got to do to win this game?
I think the Lancers have to be more intentional with their passes. You know, we see from the second goal that the mistake came from the backfield. The ball was intercepted. Hold on. We see the Lancers having some sort of momentum here.
A little bit of momentum right there. It's going to be cleared away to maybe reset the momentum.
Saddleback looks to be having a counterattack here.
Yeah, it looks like, I believe that's Stinad. No, that is actually Nieto trying to get her second goal of the game, and that is deflected off the foot of Gregorian for the Lancers. And right now, the momentum that was in the Lancers' favor, as you said, is now back in Saddleback's favor.
Yeah, soccer is very fast-paced. You know, momentum could be switched fast and back and forth. And it's really important to just try to carry the momentum no matter like what the scenario is, whether you lose the ball like that quickly or just like corner kick such like is happening right now.
What do you think Saddleback's going to do with this kick?
Sorry, what? One more time?
What do you think Saddleback is going to do with this kick right here, this corner kick?
Looks like they're going to play it short right here. They're going to play it back to the corner kick taker as she whips it into the box. One-on-one. Goalkeeper clears it away for another Saddleback corner.
Yeah, they just go corner to corner like the Lancers did earlier.
It appears number 12 for Saddleback, Champagne, is going to take the corner for this side.
Yeah, the person who took the corner last time was Emery Simmons. And you see number 22 right there, kind of a bigger body matched up against the smaller body of the Lancers. Maybe try to get it to her.
Yeah, corners is all based on height difference. You know, you want your tallest players inside the box to try to win over a header. As number 11 headed over, just over the goal. Now it's going to be Lancers' goal kick.
Very lucky, as this Saddleback team, I believe, does have the height advantage over the Lancers.
Yeah, it does appear to seem like that. with height, you're able to win the high balls, but with smaller players, they typically tend to have more speed, which we try to see the Lancers go more down the wing as number 2 tries to do, but is taken out of bounds. Lancers throw in.
Yeah, number 5, Daniela Yara kicks that ball out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in for the Lancers. And like you said, with being, small, sometimes you're not going to have those height advantages against players. And all of a sudden, you're going to be really good on offense, but your defense at that point is going to suffer, as it looks like the Lancers trying to make something happen, and that ball is going to be kicked away and stolen by the Cougars, the Bobcats. And it looks like Saddlebacks are going to keep driving down the field, keeping the pressure up. Sinod passes to Nieto. And Nieto looks like she's going to try to score another goal, and that is going to be...
And it is hit off the post. Barely makes its way in. Goalkeeper thought it was going to go wide, but somehow snuck its way inside the goal.
That is 3-0 for the Bobcats, and right now they are in total control of this game. That ball had just enough spin to just not go wide right, just to barely hook in and bounce off the crossbar. And right now the Lancers are in a big hole. This would be they would need a historic comeback for this historic season that this women's team has had. As right now the Bobcats don't want to give them any hope. They want to keep scoring and scoring and scoring. Make sure that this Lancers team is broken and beaten down. Just keep the momentum on their side.
Yeah, you see Saddleback carrying all the momentum after each goal, able to score more and more. We'll see how this affects the Lancers being down 3-0.
Being down 3-0 is a tough task for any team to try to come back from. So let's see how this Lancers team is going to do it. You got to kick it away, and lucky as that ball barely was kicked back in bounds and off a Saddleback defender. It looks like it's going to be a throw-in for the Lancers. Let's see what they decide to do with it. Little kick, trying to make something happen. Got to get at least one goal. It doesn't matter how you get it, really. That ball's going to be kicked out of bounds again.
We see Saddleback clearing the ball, trying to make no-nonsense clearance. As we see the replay here from number 13, Nieto with the curve for the goal.
Here's another, I guess, little slow-mo close-up, and yeah, that ball just barely had enough curve to just sneak in there between the crossbar and the goalkeeper for the Lancers, Aguililo. Right now, the Lancers trying to drive down the field. That ball is kicked, and let's see what happens. A little bit of pushing and hard tackling, and
that was a good defensive play for the Saddlebacks, as the defender knew that it was the last player that had touched the ball was a Lancer, so all she needed to do was protect the ball, and it would be a goal kick, as we see right now.
Good awareness from Saddleback, as they have dominated the first 30-plus minutes of this game. And right now, the Lancers are trying to make something happen, as they're going to try. I think they're going to keep playing aggressively, because that's their play style, which might come back to hurt them, because if you play too aggressively, all of a sudden you don't have a defense, and all of a sudden these Saddleback players will keep on doing what they're doing, as right now there's momentum for the Lancers. Kick up and blocked. That was their one of the better chances they've had all game long, and blocked by the goalkeeper, Simmons. Looks like Simmons is going to walk the ball up a little bit. It's going to play another sky kick, as there it is. And this Lancers team right now can't do anything on offense. I mean, that was their best chance, and a great play by Saddleback. You got to give Saddleback their flowers. That one's kicked and blocked, even though it's going wide. And that ball is kicked out of bounds.
You know, maybe the Saddleback goalkeeper saw what was happening on the other side, just wanted to be more cautious instead of letting the ball go past her into the net.
Maybe, but at least from the looks of it up here, it looked like that ball was maybe sailing wide left.
No, yeah, it for sure was going to go left, but you can never be too cautious, especially since you can't see the goal behind you.
Yeah, especially since the last time we saw a goalkeeper be cautious, that ended up with the Saddleback goal. So trying to do something, and that hits the back of the net.
Looks like that corner never even had a chance, as it was behind the line for it to be out of bounds.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. This Lancers team needs to get something going, and if you're the Bobcats, if you're Saddleback, you're thinking, we are in total control of this game. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and just floor it for the remaining time of this game.
For Saddleback, they just need to gain control more often with the ball. You know, the game can be won with just the possession alone. They don't need to be more aggressive with the shots, but the shots are just for comfort, you know, making sure the Lancers are unable to catch up.
This is going to be a very, very tough game if you're the Lancers try to come back from, as right now it's one-on-one in the corner for Saddleback. They're going to maybe try to do some trickery. They do. They get it in, and that ball is going to be
corner kick for Saddleback.
Yeah, it's going to be a corner kick, and that's unfortunate, as now the size of Saddleback is going to have a chance to
tie back into the game, yes.
Yes. It's going to tie back into the game and maybe even make this game 4-0, which that is unheard of to come back from, at least here in the college level.
Yeah.
So if it does go to 4-0, this Lancers team would need a miracle to even tie this game, but to let alone win it, they would need to wear them down, as the kick is up and over, and it will be Lancers ball with the missed corner.
The corner seems to have gone past the middle, even passing the defense, let alone the own attackers. But looks to be Lancers ball, as a sub is being made for Saddleback. Number 12, Nieto, is coming off, and trying to see who is coming on. Lancers are taking the ball, passing one back to one. Ball is chipped up to the field, hit away by the Lancers. Saddleback's throw-in.
Yeah, it's a tough day in the office for the Lancers. If you're Saddleback, you're the Bobcats, you're thinking, this is great. We're getting our revenge in the biggest game of the year for these players, and it's sort of like the reverse of what happened with the Lancers and Mount Sac. They lost to them in the regular season, and all of a sudden in the playoffs, Lancers won.
Yeah, you bring up a good point.
Or maybe it's just a toll of the season right here. You never know what can happen, as let's see what Saddleback is going to do with the ball. Lancers need a defensive stop and offensive score to cut that lead to only 2. So that is a booming kick that's going to be deflected off of a Lancer and rolls back into the end zone. Number 16 deflected it. That is Vasquez, and it's going to be a Saddleback corner kick.
Yeah, it looks like she mishit the ball, more wanting to play it forward, but, you know, just rolled off the foot wrong. Instead, it's ending up at the back of the play. Now, corner for Saddleback.
And here we go, the height difference tying back in. Like we mentioned earlier, let's see if Saddleback can capitalize on the corner kick, as it looks like it's going to be maybe another high kick, as that one is up and over in the back of the net.
Lancers ball now, as it is a goal kick. We see them not wanting to play short anymore, trying to avoid all mistakes at all costs. Ball played down, intercepted by Saddleback.
And a poor header right there, a fortunate header, as ball stolen back for the Lancers. And they're going to try to make something happen, as that kick was off the mark. And right now, Siad has the ball and takes a big hit from with the header. And right now the Lancers trying to make something happen as Saddleback is going to maybe score again. And the flag goes up from one of the referees on that side of the field. And what's the call there?
Yeah, it looks like it was just a foul from the Saddleback. But, you know, before the foul was called, it was a 1v4 with 1 being the Saddleback offense and the 4 being the defense for the Lancers, but unable to switch the field or do anything like that. Lancers often find themselves alone on an island, being trapped to, you know, make mistakes.
Yeah, that's what Saddleback has capitalized on. Mistakes, and there's just been a lot of mistakes. I mean, from both teams, but Saddleback hasn't been hurt by their mistakes, and Lancers have.
Nah, Saddleback has been able to capitalize on the Lancers' mistakes as a play. Oh, Saddleback was able just to cut off the pass right before it had connect.
Yeah, those are the little mistakes that Lancers make, and give your flowers to Saddleback. Will say it once again. They are playing a great game. They're playing aggressive. They're flipping the aggressiveness of the Lancers right back on them.
Looks like a foul from the Lancers. Going to be Saddleback's free kick.
And again, the fouls that have happened. There's been a lot of fouls on the Lancers.
Yeah.
Especially now they're kind of in desperation mode with 6:15 and counting left. But not even left until it hits 0 before the extra time is added on. So this game right here can really flip on its head. If
I'm not mistaken, I believe for college, the clock runs down until 0 and then freezes, and then the ref is able to call the game where he deems fit.
So that's another thing. They might not even have any extra time. They might just have 5 minutes right here, and 5 minutes 45 and counting, to just get something. If the Lancers get a goal in this half, that would be big going into the second half.
It'd be you know, very crucial for the Lancers to have some sort of something going for them heading towards halftime, you know. Throw in from Saddleback, headed by the Lancers. Little scruffle over there, cleared by the Lancers. Little spin move.
Intercepted, little slide tackle right there. Saddleback trying to make good of this opportunity.
And
Lancers
we see the flag go up. Offside from Saddleback.
That's the second offsides for Saddleback today. They would have had a goal maybe earlier. This could be a 4-0 game if, you know, the offsides and the defensive, a great defensive play by the goalie, Aguilillo.
10-yard line.
It could be a 4-0 game without that. So right now the Lancers getting a lot of blessings right now, but unable to make do with them. As it looks like just more passing, trying to be aggressive from the Lancers. That ball is headed right back. Saddleback maybe trying to make something happen. And it looks like the Lancers still trying to keep the ball, and
looks like the Lancers just gave away their ball right there.
Yeah, a little mental mishap right there. As right now that ball is kicked up and that ball is heading for the out of bounds, but the Lancers will try to make something happen, and that ball is, I believe, in the Lancers' favor.
Yeah, smart defensive play there by the defense to hit it off the Saddleback player just to get the goal kick back.
Yeah, this team needs something to happen, as that ball is going right back to Saddleback.
As it goes out of bounds for a throw-in.
Yep, this game, if you're Saddleback, you are happy with how you capitalized on mistakes, of how you played, of how, even though you've had 2 offsides, have how good and stout you've played today.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely a big win for the half for Saddleback. As we see Lancers being physical right now to win back the ball.
And that ball is hit away from Saddleback, and now they can make something happen on their own turf. It looks like maybe a little pass that is just going to go right to the goalie. And probably another sky kick, like a little bomb right there. And it's a good defense from Saddleback to take back control of the ball as they were driving down the field and hit away again. Very, very fortunate as the Lancers just can't seem to have control of the ball.
No, it's very difficult for the Lancers right now, as you know, they're unable to make simple passes to one another. But you know, it's a very close game. Well, not so close in the sense of scoring, but to where Lancers are unable to just capitalize on anything.
Yeah, the Saddleback team, kind of see how they're playing right now. They're kind of playing kind of defensively. They don't want to let anyone get past them or get through.
Yeah, it looks like all of them are on defense right now with only one player forward, as Lancers win a foul.
Not only player ball.
It's going to be a free kick. Let's see what the Lancers are going to do with that. I'd expect maybe try to get it into one of their better scorers or strikers and put up a prayer goal. As time has stopped at 2 minutes and resumes, kick is caught by the goalkeeper, Simmons, who's made some great defensive plays this half, as this is what the clock is stopped at 2 minutes.
Yeah, so the 2 minutes is still continuing. It's going to be controlled by the referee, who after 2 minutes is going to just end the game, whether he adds the extra time or not. It is completely up to him.
All right, let's see how the Lancers will do with these last 2 minutes. The ball is kicked. Number 11 for the Lancers, that is Metes, and the whistle goes.
Seems to be offside by the Lancers. Going to be Saddleback's free kick.
That's a third offside to this game so far, and right now it's not looking too good if you are the Lancers. Let's see. Saddleback probably just going to try to control this ball, as that is a booming kick that Lancers got the ball back after a little bit of a miscommunication, a little bit of just, I guess, like kind of blanked out. And right now the Lancers trying to make something happen.
Yeah, we see them switch the field right here as they try to cross it into the middle, but one away by Saddleback again.
Yeah, Saddleback's just winning these interactions. And right now, Lancers just stonewalled. Nothing they can do seems to be helping, as that ball's just going to be a little dribbler to the goalie. He's going to get it, lay on top of it, and just take her time, and then sort of just kick it away.
Yeah, we see this with goalies when there's little amount of time left, trying to waste any amount of time possible. As Saddleback is tripped up, but no foul called on the play as Lancers start to take it upfield.
Yeah, let's see what the Lancers can do, as the referees haven't called this half yet. So let's see what'll happen. A little pass, and Saddleback almost took control of it. Maybe the Lancers can do something. Maybe get, I guess it would be like, just try to get a goal, maybe put them back in this game.
You know, you want to see at least a shot try to be attempted here.
Yeah, you want something to happen. Anything if you're the Lancers.
Seems to be go out of bounds by Saddleback. Going to be corner kick for the Lancers.
See what this corner kick is going to do.
Kicking the corner is number 22, Charlie Gallardo.
Let's see what Gallardo can do. Trying to get something. Kick is up, and looks like not in.
Looks like a goal line clearance from Saddleback as they are unable to score.
Unfortunate. That was another opportunity to score.
As halftime is called by the ref.
And that's now 3 missed goals for the Lancers. Those 3, it could be a tie game. But unfortunately, the Lancers, it's going to be halftime. And what a half for Saddleback.
Yeah, we definitely need to see something happen for the Lancers in order for them to come back from this 3-0 deficit. But if you're Saddleback, you're riding high on your horse, hoping to continue the lead. If not, try to at least add more goals, you know, something.
Extend the lead. And if you're the Lancers, of course, you just want to make this game even somewhat competitive. As here is a replay of that corner kick. It kind of got lost in the little bit of a scramble. It was blocked by the Lancers, and then kicked again and off one of the downed Lancers.
Yeah, it appears to be number 2 who played on the corner or on the post of the goal. Lozano, who cleared the shot last minute for it to go back into the hands of the Lancer.
Looking down my camera.
Who tried to attempt another shot, but hit off another Lancer and went out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams
And now the
are
sun goes
ranked.
behind a
You know,
cloud.
Pasadena ranked, of course, 2nd, and Saddleback ranked 5th. And right now,
Seems to be we have a little upset here.
yeah, a little underdog story. The Bobcats showing their claws and just ripping the Lancers to shreds. As second half is gonna come sooner than later, and if you're the Lancers, you need to mentally reset after that half.
Yeah. Saddleback playing very aggressive with the Lancers defense, but it appears to be working out for them as they're able to capitalize off of the Lancers mistake and score goals. We see 2 goals scored off of stolen passes, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
And it's just been really unfortunate here as the weather right now, it's a little cloudy, but it's still pretty good. It's 76 degrees and sunny outside. It's a good day for soccer. And right now this game, as we have 13 minutes of halftime remaining. So what do you think some second half adjustments you can see from the Lancers that they need to make, and maybe some things that Saddleback should keep doing?
For the Lancers, I believe we often see them stuck on an island by themselves, surrounded by Saddleback defenders. I think something that the Lancers could do is switch the field, which they often just struggle with, as we see in this half. Unable to just pass the ball simply to one another. The struggle is there for the Lancers. But if you're Saddleback, you just want to keep up the pressure on the defense, who have made catastrophic mistakes, and just keep pounding on the defense, forcing them to make mistakes and then score goals.
That's been their game plan, and that's how they've done it all season long, hence why they've only lost 2 games. Lancers have only lost 1, and right now they're in danger of losing their 2nd.
Yeah, this is a win or go home for the Lancers.
It's a big game, big time. The lights are shining bright on every player and the coaches too. Speaking of the coaches, you have BJ McNichol for Saddleback, who he's taken over since the first time in inauguration.
Yeah.
And you have the coach for the Lancers, you have Taryn Solberg.
This is his 4th season, by the way.
Yeah, 4th season, and what started as a promising historic season right now is on the verge of coming off the rails and unraveling right here at home in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, we see the Pasadena football team, who is going to play later on in the day, coming out to support the soccer team, trying to bring any sort of hope back towards them.
Yeah, the Lancers, the football team, they play the Chaffee Panthers today at 6 o'clock here at Robinson Stadium, and it's going to be hopefully be a good game. It's another bowl game.
Yeah, it is.
It's a rematch of last year's bowl game for the Lancers and Chaffee, so it's going to be a good game. Of course, I'll be here along with David Matamores.
Yeah, I will be on camera for that game, so this is my one and only show for this season.
It's been great to have you, Adrian.
It's been a pleasure, Oscar.
Yep, halftime. We still have about 10.5 minutes remaining in halftime, and right now it's just, I don't want to say it's looking bleak, but the kind of clouds in the sky say it all right now. It's a little gray outside.
Yeah, could have said it's a little foreshadowing.
Yep, and hello, everybody. Of course, my name's Oscar Zayas. This is Adrian Cardenas, and as we've been talking about this game and this half, it's just been overall dominated by Saddleback and the Bobcats.
Yeah.
And we talked about second half adjustments. We talked about what they should do, and if you're Saddleback, you want to keep up the pressure. If you're the Lancers, you got to stop being alone on islands.
Yeah, Lancers definitely need to be more intentional with their passes. You know, the passes often can lead up to a build-up play. You know, we see the Lancers trying to pass the ball down the wing, anything to make a play, but unfortunately, you know, Saddleback defenders have been right in front of their face.
If you were the coach of this team, what would you do? Well, how would you try to come out of the second half? Maybe try to light a spark under the fire.
I have no clue for that one because, you know, you're down 3-0. You know, all hope seems to be lost, as if Pasadena loses this game, they are eliminated, go home. So I think it's just, you have to bring that to idea. It's just like, you know, if we can't do anything, we're going to go home. We're going to be eliminated. So it's just how bad the players really want it, you know?
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's really it. It's how bad the players want it. They've had tough games throughout the postseason and the season. They've won narrowly by 1-score, 2-score margins, and right now they're down big, and it's going to be a mountain and a half to climb if you're the Lancers. And if they do climb the mountain and they do somehow, you know, overtime, they shut them down and they can somehow get the penalty kicks. They did beat L.A. Pierce off penalty kicks.
They did. That game went to 2 overtimes and then penalty kicks, which the Lancers were able to overcome the Brahmas in a 4-3 game.
Yeah.
The most recent game against Ventura, you know, the Lancers were down 1-0, but, you know, they were able to score 3 goals in a row, so it's not unlikely for them to capitalize or, like, just score goals in order to come back. But, you know, the Saddleback has been very dominant, so it's going to be an interesting second half for us.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting second half for the Lancers. They do need to have that Ventura offense again. They need to score those 3 consecutive goals.
Yeah.
And then, what would you do? Let's say the Lancers tie the game. What would you do if you're the coach?
You know, we can just say, like, oh, you know, we scored 3 goals straight. You know, we can score another one in order to capitalize back.
Yeah, and here's replays of those 3 goals that Saddleback has scored. And look at the stolen pass. They drove down the field and just passed the ball, and just great precision shooting from the Lancers.
Yeah, that shot came from outside the box. That is no easy shot for any player.
And here's the second goal off a stolen ball and pass, and this one was Nieto, and this is a replay of it. Just a great job overall from the Lancers. And
yeah, the Saddleback has been able to succeed very well with their shots. You know, they've been able to. I think they have 2 goals from outside the box. One being from our side, on the left side of the field, and then the one being from the middle. But regardless, no outside the shot is an easy shot for any player.
Yeah, the Saddleback team has done good. As you see, you know, they've attempted, you know, about the same amount of shots as the Lancers have throughout the entire season, and their shot percentage is actually lower than the Lancers, but today it's the opposite. Their shot percentage is way, way higher.
Yeah, the shots that we see from the Lancers have been trickled down into the hands of the goalkeeper for Saddleback.
Yeah, it's been an amazing game. If you're Saddleback, if you're the Lancers, it's kind of like your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
To come out here hosting the game, and all of a sudden your offense is flat, your defense is shaky, and you're down big. So let's see what the Lancers can do. You think they're going to be able to come back?
It'll definitely be a very hard play or very hard half for the Lancers to come back to, but I think they do have a chance. It's just, are they able to execute defensively?
Yes. As one fan walked by here and told us that the defense has gaping holes. And so even the fans know it. They got to clean up right here at halftime just to try and kind of like build like a stone wall, like make sure nothing like passes, that they can deflect them and just something. You guys switch up something.
Yeah. Like the mistakes from the defense have led up to every single goal, it appears, you know. From the second highlight that we saw on the TV of the Pasadena defender dribbling it up the field just to get it stolen away by the Saddleback player to pass, to another Saddleback player and just to curl it in.
Yeah, that's the story of the game. That's the songbird that's been singing this ballad today. And right now, it's just, I mean, what do you do? We can theorize all we want up here in the booth, but at the end of the day, it's all about what that coach down there says and how they're going to play the game, how they're going to play the second half, maybe switch up something.
Yeah, I think it honestly comes down to the players because, the coach isn't out there playing, they're just giving the strategies to the players. It just really comes down to the execution of the players, whether offense is able to score, whether the defense are able to get rid of their mistakes that they made early on.
4 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen with the strategizing if you are the Lancers coach, Taryn Stolberger, and I mean, great season that this women's team has had. They had an historic start before that loss to Mount Sac.
Yeah, that has become their one loss of the season, but if they're unable to change anything, it looks like they're going to be the second loss.
And this will be the most fatal loss for them.
Yeah. As winner of this game, if I'm not mistaken, goes to the state championship.
Yep. And that's what's on the line here. For some girls, it's, their final game. Maybe try to do something with it. Maybe want to go out on top. And for some, it will be their final game, and they'll remember this day. Remember the game as, we choked or we lost the game to go to the state finals, state championship. So that is what's on the line for both these teams.
Yeah.
And Saddleback seems to want it more.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. They do want it more. As their offense, we typically don't really see that. The offense being very aggressive with defense, but, these college players need to be able to do both, a little bit of both, being aggressive on the ball, off the ball, being able to move around on the field, and I think Saddleback has done a good job of that.
Yeah, that is true. You can't really be like a defensive specialist in college. Yeah, you're going to be put in different positions where you're going to have to play a little bit more offensively. And so you did make a good point about how this team just seems to have more versatility, and they're just able to move around, whether it's on offense or defense, to make plays happen.
Yeah.
And we've seen that with multiple blocked passes. Their goalkeeper, Cameron Simmons, has been so good for them. And as halftime is now, I believe, over, and it's going to be a second half to either, if you're going to remember, if you're Saddleback, or forget if you're the Lancers. But this second half may be the final one played for the Lancers.
Yeah, we hear the Lancer crowd start roaring as the Lancers run into the field, trying to give some sort of hope towards them, trying to cheer them on, remembering that there is a second half left to play.
Yep, there's second half, and depending on whether the referee or not wants to grant some extra time, maybe there can be a little bit more time left on the clock, but they have 45 minutes to get 3 goals.
Yep.
And they have 45 minutes to hold Saddleback to 0.
Yep.
It's going to be a tall, tall task for these Lancers, but if they can do it, all of a sudden it's a brand new ball game.
Yeah. You bring up a good point. I feel like in soccer, momentum could be switched really fast. And, I've seen it a lot throughout my life where being down 3-0 is typically really dangerous because it can cause a team to be settled, content with just being 3-0 to where, they're very, I wouldn't say lazy, but lackadaisical on the ball, causing a lot more mistakes. So we'll see how this affects Saddleback and how it affects the Lancers, as looks like they're huddled up preparing for the second half.
Yeah, you bring up a good point about having a big lead can make you kind of lackadaisical and content. Obviously, the football, when you're content with the lead you have, you kind of put in your backups and you just run the plays and all that stuff. With like baseball, for example, if you have a big lead, you're not really pitching or hitting
aggressively.
You're just trying to get contact. And
you're just trying to get easy outs, trying to get out of anything.
And in hockey, too, when you have a big lead, you just kind of it's sort of like almost like soccer. It's just hockey is kind of like soccer on ice.
Yeah.
And soccer and hockey, they kind of like have the same similarities when you're being lackadaisical with a big lead. Mm-hmm. And that's how in hockey they end up coming back and winning, because teams are a little lackadaisical, and all of a sudden, oh, we just blew a three-goal lead.
Yeah. So it's going to be a very interesting second half for us to be watching.
Yeah, and right now they just need they need their players right now, the Lancers, to go out there and put the best half of their lives, and they also need a little bit of magic from Tinkerbell.
Yep.
Let's see if the Lancers, as it seems like Saddleback is starting to come out on the field, let's see if the Lancers and Tinkerbell can make this comeback.
Yeah, let's see if the Lancers have an answer for Saddleback.
Home crowd is fired up, and let's see what is going to happen here, as Saddleback will start with the ball. Saddleback, it looks like just going to kick it back to probably either number 22.
Okay, we're about to play, everybody.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah, if you look, Saddleback has 3 players on the left side. If I'm Lancers, I'm assuming something's going to happen on the left side.
Unless they do some wild trickery, which I wouldn't put it past Saddleback to try some trickery with a lead this big. And the kick is up to the left side as you predicted, over the head. And right now, Saddleback already being aggressive out of this half, trying to make something happen. And Lancers steal the ball back, kick it away, right into a Saddleback defender. That ball is going to be caught and fumbled, actually, and it ends up in the hands of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you know, you could have predicted that Saddleback was going to be aggressive off the start based off how they were playing.
Right.
Looks like a bunch of back and forth in the midfield. Lancers ball right now.
Try to make something happen. Maybe this has the lucky side, as right now the best shot on goal they had so far, and picked by Simmons. Simmons saving Saddleback. This could be an entirely different ball game if Simmons doesn't make some of the defensive stop that she has made.
Yep.
I'd say currently this team's MVP. Right now, the Lancers have the ball and miscue as overran the ball. Right now, Saddleback trying to just get it away, try to regroup their players. That ball is kicked out of bounds into the Saddleback bench.
It had looked like the Lancers attacker had just missed the ball, wanting to be quick, but forgot to bring the ball along with her.
Yeah, you go on the road trip without the car, and all of a sudden you end up back home. The Lancers trying to make something happen out of this half, as time is not on their side. If this was maybe a 1-score deficit, it could be a little bit easier on the Lancers, but right now it's a 3-score deficit as that ball is out of bounds. Saddleback ball. Number 4 for Saddleback, that is Arce, trying to make something happen. That ball is boomed, and it's going to roll out of bounds.
Yeah, it's going to be Lancers throw in now.
Lancers got to do something, get a goal. At bare minimum, have this not be a shutout. Let's see what the Lancers have cooked up. And that ball is to the far side. My, oh my. To the right, and that ball bounced off a Saddleback defender. Let's see if Saddleback is going to try to make a goal happen. They're calling for a hand or a foul, and they got it.
It's going to be handball as the Lancers play it fast, trying to catch the Saddleback defense off guard. But, you know, Saddleback is able to capitalize, hit it out of bounds. It's going to be throw-in for the Lancers.
I think them trying to play fast is going to end up hurting them in the long run, because you want to score, of course, but you don't want to score too fast where you give Saddleback, time to make a Hail Mary kick. As that ball, it was passed perfectly in between the two Saddleback defenders. Just miscommunications, miscues, and mishaps have just been the downfall of the Lancers.
Yep, you bring up a good point.
So that ball, trying not to be left alone on an island, as you mentioned at halftime, that they got to stop being on islands. As great move by number 22. That is Gallardo. Lancers trying to get something happen, and they can still kind of be aggressive depending on how they want to play this. Passed out to number 10. That is Escoviel. Passed back to her. Kicked right to a Saddleback defender. That is number 22. That is Simis.
Yes.
Lancers trying to keep on going and going, and they want a handball.
It looked to be a handball, but the ref, didn't call it.
Another no call, and that ball is going to end up being Saddleback's ball anyway. And seems like the Lancers have been getting most of the no calls.
Yeah, the Lancers have been able to get away with a couple, but, unable to make up for the mistakes as they're still down 3-0 with 40 minutes remaining in this half.
Yeah, about 4:30 and counting remaining. As that ball passed, that's going to be out of bounds unless a miracle happens, and no miracle. It's going to be a tough task for this Lancers team.
Yep.
With all the miscues, mishaps, mistakes that they've been making, it's been an off day on the pitch for them. As Saddleback's gonna kick it off. Little line drive kick hit by the Lancers and hit back, and all of a sudden the ball is kind of free. See what Saddleback can do. It's in the hands of Sinad. That's passed over to number 5 for the Saddleback. That is Yara trying to make something happen. Passes back over the field to Simes. Passes again. That is intercepted by the Lancers. That was intended for number 18. That's Morden. Morden now has the ball again after they took the ball back from the Lancers. That is passed back to number 4. That is Ars. And they're just trying to be methodical and try to get another goal up here, as that ball's going to be caught, reeled in by Aguilillo.
Yeah, something we don't see from the Lancers that the Saddleback has been able to actually execute is being physical on the ball. Being in a one-on-one situation, a little physicality is able to create separation, which the Lancers have struggled with as they try to cross it into the middle, but has been headed away. But back into Lancers' hand, back to Saddleback's goalkeeper.
I'd like to bring up a good point you made about the physicality. Again, the height differences. That's what's really going to hurt the Lancers. They're more smaller, like 5'6", and Saddleback is more like 5'9", 5'8". So all of a sudden, that's like 2 to 3 inches.
Yeah, it looks like Pasadena had gotten away with another foul, with the defender tugging on the offense, trying to prevent a breakaway.
Yeah, that is the amount of fouls that the Lancers have gone away with is insane. And I guess back to your point, as the Lancers want a foul, but nothing's really happening. But as we were saying about the physicality, 2 to 3 inches, that makes a big difference in how this game is played. As the Lancers trying to make something happen, have the ball for a good bit here. Good little move. Trying to get something happening. And no foul. As Saddleback's going to try to run the table, run the field.
At least it seems to be the ref is fair, as, Saddleback looks like they got away with a penalty. But, Lancers have gotten away with plenty more of their own fouls.
Yeah, maybe a little makeup call, as we call it. I didn't call the foul against you guys, so I won't call the foul when you guys do it. That happens a lot of time in sports. It could be with like a strike call in baseball, a flag in football, or in hockey, a foul in basketball. That's what happens. As right now, it's just going to be a Saddleback ball.
Yeah, it looked like the Lancers right back wanted to make a little play with the offense, trying to pass it over the defense, but into the hands of the keeper.
Yeah, that's a big kick, and I think that went right in between the legs, and a whistle's been called.
Looks to be a foul on Saddleback.
It does seem like this referee is favoring more of the Lancers with the no calls and the penalties that have been called. So let's see if the Lancers can capitalize, which they haven't done all game long as that clock continues to tick away.
Yeah. You know, right here you definitely want a deep pass to try to header into a goal. As we see the ball falling.
Just kicked away, and Saddleback's going to get the ball
Yeah.
and going to keep it from going out of bounds. And right now the sands of time are not blowing in favor of the Lancers as time is ticking, under 36 minutes left to play.
Yeah, if you're Saddleback, you're hoping that the play clock just keeps ticking faster and faster. But if you're the Lancers, you just definitely want the play clock to move in slow-mo.
Yeah, for one of these teams, that clock is ticking super fast, and for one of those teams, it's slower than a submarine. As that ball is out of bounds again. One of the coaches for Saddleback kicked it off the wall back in play, which is pretty impressive. And there's a penalty, or at least a foul.
Yeah, it's a foul outside of the box, so there is no penalty, but it is a foul for Saddleback.
I'm so used to calling football that keep calling fouls penalties. And right now it's a foul.
Looks to be a dangerous position for a free kick, as the Saddleback have been able to make shots outside of the box. You know, this one's only at the 20-yard line. Goalkeeper definitely needs to be conservative where she stands inside the goal, and the wall definitely needs to do their part trying to block the ball from passing by them.
Yeah, maybe it could be a little curve, try to get it inside. That could maybe happen. I don't think they're going to try to shoot it outside. This is a big kick. What could make it a 4-0 game is high.
High and wide as it appeared. Goal kick for the Lancers as they play it short to one of the defenders. Looks like they're just trying to move it up the wing, but caught by Saddleback. It's going to be Saddleback's ball.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Lancers. Just nothing is working for them. And they're going to keep trying to do something as Saddleback has the ball again, trying to make something happen. And it looks just like maybe something might happen. That ball's kicked and caught by the goalie.
Yeah, it looks like they were trying to make a play with the striker right there, but ball was played too far forward into the hands of the keeper.
And that header won by Saddleback, but Lancer got the ball. You see the physicality and the height difference kind of showing up right there as that ball's kicked right back from a Saddleback defender to an offensive person, and that ball's kicked into the stands. My goodness.
Looks to be a substitution for the Lancers, trying to switch something up, make something happen.
It's like number 9 for the Lancers. Alexa Espinoza Gutierrez is coming out of this ball game. And let's see who they bring in. Can't really tell the number from here as it's a long way down. It looks like number 2.
Number 2, Haley Hull.
She's back in the game. Let's see what will happen. Lancers have 2 people back there defending, and looks like Simis just took a hit off the face, the side of her head, and right now, Saddleback has the ball back. That's Lozano, kicks it away, and kicked back, and that's going to roll out of bounds. Saddleback ball, and these Lancers can't get anything going.
No. The Saddleback defenders just seem to pop up out of nowhere in front of the Lancers and able to hit the ball away. As the ball is returned back by Saddleback across the field.
It's good positioning by Saddleback to kind of hide their defenders as they're trying to make this game 4-0. That ball is kicked up and caught by Aguililo, and right now I think that she must feel like the loneliest person on the pitch right there.
Yeah, it's definitely tough being a goalkeeper when you're conceding 3 goals.
And your offense is sputtering like an old Chevy. Sometimes it works, sometimes you're thinking, oh, they might get us, and then all of a sudden, time just wins again.
Yeah.
As that ball is going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a Lancer ball. And it's going to be tough. With almost 15 minutes of this second half gone without a goal.
Lancers are really struggling just to even put up a shot, as they've only shot 1 goal on target.
Yeah, this second half, and that ball pretty much intercepted by Saddleback, and trying again just to make something happen. And this game is getting out of hand with time ticking and ticking away. Pretty much 30 and a half minutes remain in this game.
Yeah. You know, it seems to be like Saddleback controls the entire midfield. You know, you look now and like there were 4 Saddleback defenders clustering up the midfield, causing pressure. And, you know, that really just could be what causes all the mistakes within the Lancers.
How they're playing defense right now is they have so many people back there, making it really difficult for passes to even get through.
Yeah.
And they're kind of letting the Lancers come to them. You don't want to go to them, and all of a sudden you open up a little passing lane.
Yeah.
So kind of staying back.
You bring up a good point. You know, Saddleback has been very, very, conservative with the defending. You know, only bringing a couple up for attacking. And that actually seems to be working out for, the Saddleback, because they haven't allowed any sort of big play to happen against them.
And you did talk about at about halftime about, being lackadaisical. I don't think they're being lackadaisical. I think they're being very intentional of how they play defense.
Yeah, you're completely right. They're still very aggressive towards the ball.
They're being aggressive in it. They're also being conservative. They found the right balance of how to play in the second half. They know that the Lancers are going to try to go on offense and try to be super aggressive. They're going to turn the aggressiveness up to like 11.
Mm-hmm.
But to combat that, you have to put your defensiveness up to 11. But you also got to keep the aggressiveness. They're playing up on the ball. They're winning the passing lanes. They're taking turnovers. And right now, this game is all Saddleback. Bobcats showing their claws and, again, just scratching, clawing, trying to get something to happen as that ball is wide left, barely.
Yeah, that would have been catastrophical for the Lancers.
Got very much lucky right there.
Yeah.
As right now it's going to be Lancers ball. You see, at least from our point of view, you see a bunch of Bobcats staying back, being ready they're like in the midfield and more defensively, as you said. They have one person up front. That is number 13. That is Nieto. The kick is up and headed by Saddleback. They're being aggressive, like we talked about. And right now, you're gonna see how they play this. They might start to shift back. They understand that that the Lancers are gonna try to be aggressive. They're gonna try to be aggressive right now, and their defense is playing great. They have people up front, in the middle, and at that backside to where they can block any passing lane.
Yeah, Saddleback is really preventing any type of passes, long or short.
That's how you win games. You stop them from passing. As here is the corner kick that was almost a goal, just barely hooked right. I believe that would have been a goal if that's just a little more in there. As right now, here's Niet trying to make something happen. The kick is wide left. As Lancers ball again, but time's a ticking. Little slow roller. And they're going to try to play fast. And Saddleback is going to, as you see, they have like 4 defenders back there, 4 in the mid, and they have 2 up front. They're kind of playing this. I'm going to try to compare it to football, American football, but they're kind of playing like, I guess, like zone defense in football, and like that's how I see it.
Yeah, so each player is trying to cover a specific amount of space within like their position. As we see the Lancers able to get by the defense of Saddleback, but Saddleback is able to take possession back of the ball, able to clear it back into the Lancers' possession.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. They had a shot attempt and they just didn't. They couldn't capitalize. Literally a little bit of a fumble. That ball's kicked away. And right now, Saddleback can be aggressive again. They got Lancers have numbers on them, but they've shown time and time again they don't care about numbers. They can kick from anywhere.
Yeah.
That ball is kicked out of bounds by the Lancers. And as we're talking about how great and stout the defense was for Saddleback, all of a sudden they lit up almost a huge goal for the Lancers as they just take the ball slowly. They went, and all of a sudden there was just an opening at a passing lane. And all of a sudden fumbled over the ball, couldn't get it back, and kicked away by Saddleback.
Yeah, the Lancers were able to carry up the ball just enough until they saw enough space in order to send it up. But right now we see the Lancers trying to make something happen, but just lose the ball.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for the Lancers to just make the comeback, especially since under 25 minutes now. Time, again, it's just ticking away.
Lancers need to make something happen right now if they want to be able to come back. As they lose the ball once again, Saddleback is taking it up the field.
It's been kind of a sloppy game for the Lancers. I think you would agree.
Yeah.
They haven't played their best football on the pitch today, and so that's what's going to cost them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Ball is up in the air. Saddleback's just going to take control of it, most likely, as the Lancers actually get a lucky break by missed defense, and all of a sudden, right now, they do not have numbers. They have 3 staying back. They have 2 staying back, and maybe they can make something happen as there's no attackers for Saddleback. That ball is hit. That ball is going to be a corner kick for the Lancers.
Yeah, it looks like a mistake from the goalkeeper as she just tips it as it goes out of bounds. So it is now Pasadena's corner kick. You know, from that play right there, we were able to see like they were actually able to move the ball a little bit better. You know, that's something we want to see out of the Lancers because they've been struggling to move the ball. So just being able to make short passes, being able to switch the field, that's very, very good to see.
Yeah, it looks like they started to recognize, I guess, the defense and how they can maybe get a little bit of a passing lane as the corner kick is up, and it is
off the crossbar. Almost a goal off the corner kick, which you don't see too often, but that one is just off the crossbar as it is hit out of bounds. Looks to be a free kick for Saddleback.
That could have been almost a game-changing, a little momentum flip.
Yeah.
And right now, Saddleback's just going to take the ball, probably going to play very, very conservative. As that ball is headed by the Lancers, but, looks like the Lancers have the ball back. And Saddleback's just been dominating. They've been winning the ball. And right now, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, Saddleback has been very aggressive with the one-on-one balls, being able to win majority of them, as we've seen.
Yeah, right now, as we are under the halfway mark of the half, it is 3-0.
Yeah, we see the Lancers making 4 substitutions, actually. Trying to bring in new legs because they do need to do something out here.
They need a little break. They need a little bit of spark. Sub 22 minutes and a prayer. That's all they have right now.
Yep.
And if you're Saddleback, you're thinking 22 minutes till we go on to state if you keep playing like this. So let's see what's going to happen. Will Saddleback hold on to this lead, or will the Lancers make a magical comeback? these next 21 and a half minutes, we'll find out, as this game has just been Saddleback, 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 and right now just keeping the ball out of their own territory. They don't let them get past the 25-yard line, really. They've only been there about twice.
Yeah. Seems like the Lancers have struggled to just make something happen. They have been unable to dribble, unable to pass.
Unable to keep the ball.
Yeah.
And that's a recipe for disaster. To keep turning the ball over and not being able to convert, it's going to be a long, long day.
And we've seen that for the Lancers as they're still down 3-0. Looks like they're trying to play it slow. Maybe have a little build-up right here as they pass it into the middle, down to the other side of the field.
Trying to play slow, but right now, you can't really afford to play slow. You have under 20 and a half minutes remaining. If you want to play slow, you had to play it in that first half, as that ball is blocked by Chloe Champagne.
Yeah, we see Lancers trying to make runs, but are unable to complete the passes as they get intercepted by the Saddleback defense.
Yeah, Saddleback, these Bobcats showing their teeth, and yeah, those teeth are scary.
Ball hit out of bounds, going to be Lancers ball, as another sub is going to be made for the Lancers.
Time is still ticking, so these substitutions will eat at time. And right now, it's just something needs to happen.
Throw in towards the box.
Popped up.
Goes back out of bounds for Lancers ball.
And that was essentially just nullified right there. You had the ball and you threw it, and it was now your ball again. As that ball stolen by Saddleback. Try to get it away, and
The Lancers defense looked like they were able to control it
relatively well, as that pass was just right there for number 5 for Yara. And there is Chloe Champagne. And right now, it's just nothing's happening.
Yeah. Lancers trying to make something happen in the middle with the long ball down the wing.
Maybe this can turn into something, depending if she turns inside or outside. And tripped up, and
Foul called on the Saddleback defense. Free kick for the Lancers.
And this could be maybe the straw that breaks the camel's back, or the slap that wakes you up.
Yeah, no, definitely Lancers need to have something happen here, as Saddleback is playing very conservative, almost having all 11 players inside the box.
They do not want to give up anything.
Lancers very outnumbered inside the box. Definitely need to still have something happen though.
Yeah, they're outnumbered and they're outgrown. The height difference is going to come back. Let's see what's going to happen.
Just a sea of Saddleback defenders. As Lancers gain again the ball. Tripped away. Ref calls no foul, claiming it was all ball.
Looks like number 18, that is Nunez, was slow to get up for the Lancers, as she is back up right now. And right now it's Saddleback driving, intercepted by the Lancers. Under 17 and a half minutes to go. Let's see what will happen. That ball's passed right there to number 9. That is Espinoza Gutierrez. That ball's now popped up. And, man, right now nothing is happening for this Lancers team, as that ball is just going to roll slowly into the hands, as she now picks it up, of Cameron Simmons, who is this game's MVP. She has blocked 4 potential goals, and those 4 goals would have made the difference today. As right now, that is Siad trying to drive down the field, and right now it's going to probably be out of bounds. Keeps it inbounds. Lancers home crowd saying that she was out of bounds, and that ball does go out of bounds. It will be Lancers' ball, but at this point, with time ticking down to almost two-thirds of this half done, it's looking very grim. If you are the Lancers and if you're Saddleback, you're on cloud 9. You've played phenomenal this second half. Give BJ Nichols and the offense and the players on the field credit for how they game planned the second half and how they're going to do it.
It actually looks to be Saddleback's throw-in.
And now they can keep up this offense. So that ball looks like Niet trying to get it off, and
It's going to be corner kick for Saddleback.
yeah, it looked like tangled up right there, and nothing was going to happen right there as 15.5 minutes remain in this second half. Time, if your Saddleback is your friend, and if you're the Lancers, time is your #1 enemy right now.
Yep.
Let's see the corner kick by Simis. Kick is up. Kick is headed away. That will be another corner kick, I believe, for Saddleback. And, I mean, right now, looks like it just doesn't look very great. If you're the Lancers, you would need 3 goals in sub 15 minutes. Theoretically possible, but how probable is it? As right now Saddleback loses the ball, trying to get it out of their own little place right now, and that ball's cleared.
Yeah, Lancers seem to just clear it, not wanting to make another mistake deep in their own territory. But Lancers are able to gain the ball again as they are rushing up.
That ball was great defense by Saddleback just to get it away.
Yeah.
And right now there could be another shot on a goal. That ball is blocked with a body, as that ball is just going to slowly roll to the Lancers. As right now the home fans, the home crowd want at least a goal.
Yeah, we hear the home crowd trying to cheer on something, trying to wake up these ladies for the game, but appears to be nothing working right now as we see Lancers are trying to build another play up from the backfield.
It just seems like they're in their own head. They know they're down. They know their season's on the line, but they're in their own head, and they are making just little mistakes that, at the end of the day, if you have a lot of little mistakes, that's the equivalent of making just a few big ones.
Yeah.
And right now, as this team is just not getting anything going, Saddleback crowd over there is loving every minute of this, every second. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see, you know, if the score even holds up in the first place. How Saddleback's going to fare in those state finals if they do hold on.
Yeah, no, this is a great momentum for Saddleback to carry over to the state finals because, you know, you just defeated a great opponent that you lost earlier in the season, so you had like questions whether you're going to even win this game. But Saddleback have been able to pound on the Lancers as they are carrying the ball up the field. Looks like Lancers defense are not being aggressive, trying to take away the ball as they keep dribbling. With the slide tackle, able to push them back.
Yeah. The Bobcats, if this score does hold, through the 3 games in the playoffs, they would average 3 goals a game. They scored 4, 2, and now 3. And the Lancers scored 0, 3, and now it's going to be another goose egg, so they would average 1 goal a game if this score holds up.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate. They've been winning games based off defense, and right now their defense kind of just crumbled.
Yeah, you bring up a good point.
This is a defensive squad, and the saying that defense wins championships as the goalie accidentally bump checked one of the Lancers.
Yeah, the goalie knows that the Lancers are not happy with her time-wasting strategy, so she uses that to her advantage, trying to in sight of something to potentially get a card for the other player.
Yeah, do anything just to kill, milk every second off that clock. I do believe, though, there is a penalty if the goalie holds onto it too long.
It is just a foul.
It's just a foul. But still, you don't want to get a foul. Or you could actually take one if you're like at the end of the game. You just don't want to kick it. But right now, it's just looking.
Just score.
It's looking all Saddleback. These Bobcats It came out of just winning a multitude of games to get back here, and all of a sudden, they bear down.
Yeah,
They dug their claws in, and they were vicious today.
seems like these ladies were very prepared for this game.
They saw that they were playing Pasadena. They wanted their revenge, and they got it in spades, an elimination if the score holds up.
Why is that guy rubbing his hands maliciously?
Kick is up. Booming kick, headed
Out of bounds.
out of bounds. It will be Pasadena ball. And right now, it just seems like the Lancers are defeated.
Yeah, it's hard to know where to even kick it now because, you know, they've been going to the deep balls and they've been losing it in the midfield, and they've been going to the short passes and they just lose it in the defense. It's very difficult to know where you're gonna go right now.
Yeah.
The substitute for the Saddleback comes on.
Yeah, Saddleback just keep fresh legs. And right now,
Little risky pass as the Saddleback attacker was going to defend the ball.
if that would have been a goal, that would have been,
The cherry on top.
yep, that's the dagger. It's going to be a long 10 minutes, sub 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The longest 10 minutes that these girls are probably going to feel for a good bit. That ball was miscommunication again from the Lancers. Saddleback will continue to punish every little mistake that this Lancers team makes. And right now, it's just looking very, very good if you're the Saddleback
Yeah.
Saddleback Bobcats.
Lancers cleared the ball outside. It is going to be a throw-in for Saddleback.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate of how you play one of your worst games in the biggest moment,
Yep.
in the biggest game of what could possibly be some of these girls, last game, biggest moment of their careers, and you just kind of go out with a limp.
Yep.
Unfortunate, but if you're Saddleback, you played an amazing game today. I don't think we could reiterate that enough. The game that these Saddleback girls have played has been incredible.
Yeah, we see the Lancers trying to make something happen as they dribble up the midfield.
Yeah, trying to make something out of nothing. She's got two Saddleback defenders on her. Maybe a little pass back action, but nothing's been working as
She's just beating them with speed right now as the ball is finally cleared back to the defense.
that's the advantage of being, I guess, smaller, is where you can wiggle in between those defenders.
Yeah, we hear the crowd trying to cheer them on, hoping to make something happen.
At least a goal. A goal would be very, very helpful for this Lancers team, but right now it's looking very bleak.
Ball's crossed in, deflected.
Nothing's going to happen.
Ball headed back to a Lancers attacker.
Will they get? They will not get anything. And right now it's unfortunate.
Yeah, this
How it seemed like these two teams were just like buzzsaws, like the immovable object, unstoppable force. And they collided, and all of a sudden one of them just spun out.
yeah.
It's been a great game. If you're Saddleback, if you can implement all these strategies when it comes to state, you're going to have a very good chance if you're Saddleback to just make good and maybe even win it all.
Yeah, for sure. Saddleback has been able to control this entire game. And if they are able to control the entire game when it comes to state, chances are looking very good for Saddleback.
Yeah, I mean, this Lancers team really, really had a historic year. And right now with under 6.5 minutes, it's not looking too good as their chances of coming back with every second that passes dwindles. And right now, Saddleback's going to control the ball. Like we said, it's going to be the longest 10 minutes of the season. The ticket to state is on the line. And it looks like that ticket is going to be in the teeth of the Bobcats.
Yep.
Take that ticket and ride the train all the way to states. But there's still 5 minutes, 45 seconds and counting on the clock. We've seen crazier things happen. Maybe they get three extremely long goals to force overtime. However unlikely that may be, but there's always wishful thinking if you're the Lancers.
Yeah.
You can maybe swing it out to one of the wings, the sidelines, as they lose the ball again. Another mental mistake and mishap from this Lancers team, as right now that just killed maybe about 5 to 10 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, it seems like the ladies on the Lancer team are trying to do it on their own, but they're unable to do anything really with each opportunity, as the Saddleback defenders just are able to cut off anything.
It seems like each one of them are trying to play hero ball.
Yeah.
And when you have 11 people trying to play hero ball, no one's going to play hero ball. You're not going to get your piece de resistance, so you're not going to get your person that, is going to make a difference. You're just going to get people trying to do the same thing instead of working together.
Yeah, you bring up a good point.
Saddleback has done teamwork very well, and what a wonderful game they have played today. And the Lancers just have been stoned-walled. There's been nothing that they could have done. They would have to legitimately play a perfect game. They could not allow Saddleback to score even a goal, it seems like. It just seems like nothing happens. That ball is...
The ref calls it out of bounds on the Lancers.
Yeah, but...
Oh, not out of bounds. It's maybe a foul?
Yeah, they probably did call a foul, so it's going to be Saddleback ball with 3 minutes and 40 seconds and counting. So right now it's unfortunate. That is a booming kick. That's going to be Lancers ball. Right now it's 5-minute drill. It's 2-minute drill. You got to move fast. You got to score.
Yeah.
At least get a goal to at least score. At least you score at least a goal in the final game of the season.
Yeah, being goose egg is very defeating, especially for a great season that you have. As we see an attempt right here, just over the crossbar. It's going to be a goal kick for Saddleback, as the goalie is in no rush to put the ball down to try to kick the ball away.
Yeah, you take it slow. You know that the Lancers can't do anything as substitutions are being made. Maybe give some of the sophomores, a final game on the pitch.
Yeah.
As this season is starting to wind down with 2 minutes and 40 seconds of counting. This is going to be a great kick from Saddleback. That ball is headed up again. Ball going to bounce and kicked away by the Lancers. Saddleback ball. What a game, as we are almost hitting the 2-minute mark where, as you said before, Adrian, where it's going to be the referee determining the 2 minutes and whether it's going to be extra time or not, or he might just end the game right there, which I have a feeling that's what he's going to do, seeing as the Lancers haven't scored a goal.
No, I think the ref will add more time because, the Saddleback have been trying to waste any amount of time as possible, so it wouldn't be surprising to see more than 2 minutes of Lancer football left.
The clock has officially stopped at 2 minutes. It's the referee. Now, they're the timekeepers. They're the time masters. Let's see what they do. And that ball's going to be kicked out of bounds.
Lancers ball.
Lancers ball, clock keeps ticking, and it looks like Saddleback is just waiting, just trying to kill time, and all of a sudden they're going to punch their ticket to states.
Yeah, it's very exciting to see this Saddleback team, you know, be super controlling of this game. Excited to see what they're able to do in states.
Yeah, they played a damn near perfect game today. So they take that momentum into states. All of a sudden, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. As Saddleback controls the ball, the ball's bounced off a defender for the Lancers, as that ball as yanked, as the Lancers just yanked the Saddleback, and that's going to be a corner kick, I believe.
It looked to be a foul because, well, it's hard to tell from here because, you know, the ref pointed at the ball, but it's very close to the corner. It's hard to tell right now.
Looks like they are maybe line up for that corner kick.
Looks like Saddleback is going to waste any amount of time trying to cover the ball as best as they can, and the Lancers are able to pull it out. But it looks to go out of bounds, but it's going to be Lancers ball.
Yeah, Saddleback's going to try to keep kicking it out of bounds, wasting as much time as they can. Maybe just kick it up in the air so that it just has to take a lot of time to come down.
Yeah.
And right now, it's again out of bounds on Saddleback.
Saddleback are able to put an immense amount of pressure on the Lancers, who are unable to do anything besides take it out of bounds. But ball is now in the middle of the field. Let's see if the Lancers could do anything here.
The Lancers were facing a bunch of pressure coming into this game, and under that pressure, they cracked and folded like a lawn chair. Maybe this could be a goal, and it's saved by the goalie, Simmons.
Tremendous save. It was one-on-one with the forward and the keeper. The goalie lays it all out right there, as we see the replay of it right here.
To preserve,
Sorry, not the replay.
To preserve the shutout, I guess to just rub it in the face of the Lancers, saying you guys can't score on us. As the final whistle blows, Saddleback is going to run on the field celebrating the fact that they have punched their ticket to the CCC AA finals, the state finals. An amazing performance by Saddleback today. Congratulations, Saddleback. You are moving on to states. As you see some of the Lancers on the field in disbelief, walking back.
And the final score,
Saddleback wins 3-0.
3-0.
All 3 goals coming in the first half, and the Bobcats bear down, and they just use their claws and just destroyed the Lancers. And there's nothing much else we can say about this game. It was utter domination.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. You know, this entire game, Saddleback's defense had been able to control the Lancers' offense with being able to prevent any type of momentum, any type of shot, any type of pass. And, you know, that's a real deal breaker when it comes to this game, because if you're unable to pass, it's just unable to control anything.
Yep. What a game by Saddleback. Unfortunately, the women's soccer team season is over in elimination fashion, in shutout fashion, but the Saddleback Bobcats will be moving on to finals. Good luck to the Bobcats. Let's see if they can maybe take it all home December 6th and December 8th.
Yep.
And also, for all fans, we'll see you for Lancer Soccer again in 2025. Thank you for attending this contest.